Hey guys, what is up? It's Tech here, back again with another video. Apple Arcade has been out for more than a month now, and I just wanted to go in depth and try to see if it's actually worth it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. So starting off, let's just talk about Apple Arcade as a platform instead of the gameplay of the games. For the user interface of all the games, most of them are really simple and really easy to understand. However, at times they could be too simple and it would be hard for me to understand how to do certain functions. Apple is also great with cross-platform in terms of having a game playing on your phone, then taking a break and loading the same game on your Mac without losing any kind of data and still maintaining the same overall gameplay. That is great and it's definitely one of the main sellers of Apple Arcade. However, in terms of optimization, some games look absolutely fantastic like Oceanhorn 2 and run flawlessly on my Mac. But on my iPhone XR, the graphics did not decrease in any way, but the frame rate did a lot and was noticeable compared to other third-party game running on my iPhone or just any other Apple Arcade game in general. Keep in mind, I'm also running these games on my iPhone XR, which is only a year old at this point and still has some impressive specs. This means that devices that are older, like the iPhone 7 or even the iPhone 6s, can struggle to run these games. Finally, another big deal breaker in Apple Arcade is the fact that Apple Arcade has zero in-game transactions, which we will touch up later again when we look at the games. Now let's talk about the games itself. From what I experienced, Apple Arcade games are generally divided into a few categories: storytelling based games, strategy/puzzle games, games that are a combination of storytelling plus puzzle, casual games which are great to kill some time, adventure games, and action PvP multiplayers. But in short, most of the games on Apple Arcade are just puzzle games with some story in it combined with some great graphics. From what I experienced, each game definitely did have some serious thought put in, and the graphics for each one looked good no matter how enjoyable the actual game was. A few good games from the casual category where you mindlessly play and pass time are Skate City and Cricket Through the Ages, which were actually really enjoyable and were able to kill quite a bit of time for me. Some story-based games such as NeoCap were actually really good and combined with the excellent graphics was very enjoyable to me as well. There are also a lot of story games/puzzle that had excellent graphics like Where Cars Fall and Overland, but personally I'm not really into that kind of game category, so I did not personally test them. A good strategy game that I liked was Outlanders, which was basically a city building game except it has absolutely zero in-game transactions, which is great as other city builder games such as SimCity tend to exploit that. A good adventure game in Apple Arcade is Oceanhorn 2, which has excellent graphics, good gameplay, and an entertaining story. Now finally, I'm gonna go in and list a few of the major games that I feel might be a deal breaker for people that are getting Apple Arcade because they resemble many of the popular third-party games. First is Sociable Soccer, which in my opinion is probably one of the best soccer games on iOS because it has better graphics and gameplay compared to FIFA and PES while not having to pay a single penny for in-game purchases. Ballistic Baseball, developed by Gameloft, which is a major mobile game developer, is also another example of this kind of deal breaker games because they resemble games that are developed by a third party while offering just as good if not better graphics and no in-game purchases. Now that we looked at the platform and the games, it's time to decide if Apple Arcade is worth it or not, and if it is, for which demographic. I feel that Apple Arcade is great because of the optimization you have with the games and being able to play on all your Apple devices. It also does not have any in-app purchases, and some of the games are serious fun. I will say for most people to literally just sign up for a free trial and see how many of the games you like. Even if you only like one game on it, it might still be worth it because of the graphics, optimization, and the absence of in-app purchases. For example, take a game like Sociable Soccer, which has great graphics, game mechanics, and absolutely no in-app purchases. Now I understand that some people play FIFA or other soccer games to literally just collect player cards. However, there's just so much in-app purchases involved in the app, and everything is so bloated, it essentially just becomes pay to win. However, with Sociable Soccer and Apple Arcade, if you're planning on just playing one game, in which you usually won't be, you'll be getting better gameplay and still collect cards while not spending a single dime on in-app purchases. The amount of money you spend on something like FIFA might be the equivalent of what you spend on an entire year of Apple Arcade subscriptions, since Apple Arcade only costs $4.99 a month. Most of the games on Apple Arcade are pretty fun, but don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of games on there that are really dull and not enjoyable. However, this might be just because I've played through so many mobile games and then PC games over the years, and I just don't find most games enjoyable anymore. If I was back to my 8 or 9 year old self, I would have probably loved all these games. This brings me back to my next point, which is that Apple Arcade is perfect for a younger one because it offers no in-app purchases and also has a huge selection that feels like heaven to a younger kid. I would have probably felt that way myself. So I guess in a nutshell, try out Apple Arcade for yourself to find a game you enjoy. If you do and you have the money, it is most likely worth it since you'll be spending more money on in-app purchases for that specific game compared to the Apple Arcade bundle of $4.99 a month, which has hundreds of games. Apple Arcade is best for young kids because of the absence of in-app purchases and also because of the huge selection of games that could probably get them hooked on for hours. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you made it to this point, make sure to smash that subscribe button to see more tech videos. And if this video helped you guys out in any way, make sure to drop a like. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.